Welcome, travelers, to High Fantasy. I'm Brett.
I clapped and I shouldn't have clapped. You got me clapping.
I need my herb pouch. Daddy's been paying for my salt.
This
I'm part of the poop patrol, ma'am.
And I'm Emily. But I'm like, don't make the robots.
Don't make the robots
crunch. I would speak with dinosaur in a second. I have beef with DC. It's a thing. It's a whole thing.
Join us on our epic world-spanning adventures. Armed with only a bit of long-bottom leaf, we will delve into some of the most amazing worlds of imagination that have ever existed. Before we get into that, don't forget to check out our Patreon if you want to support the channel. And without further ado, let's get into it.
You can clap. You can.
Yay! Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of High Fantasy. I'm Brett.
And I'm Emily.
And today, we're going to be continuing our series on Fallout. Getting ready for Season 2 of the Fallout TV show that's currently streaming now.
I'm really excited about it. I can't wait to actually sit down and watch it because it's fun. I like that TV show lots.
All right.
Not Spawn.
Not sponsored. Yeah, not. I was like, not Spawn. The character? All right. Do you remember what happened in the very first Fallout game?
The water chip went missing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had to leave the vault to get a good water chip. And then we came back, and they were like, "Ooh, super mutants are trying to take over a bunch of vaults. You gotta go stop them."
Mm-hmm.
So then we go and stop the super mutants from taking over the vaults, because there was this one guy who's also a computer, who is mind-controlling all the super mutants, and we convince him to unalive himself. We don't convince him to do that. We tell him that he was being a bad person, then he realizes what he was doing was bad, and then he unalives himself. And then we go back to our vault, and they say, "Sorry, but you can't stay here with us. We don't like you anymore."
Yes.
And that's where Fallout 1 ends, I believe.
That is where Fallout 1 ends.
Did I do a good job?
That was a pretty good recap. Like,
yes!
What a good, like, TLDR. That's really good. But yes, Fallout 1 ends with Overseer Jacorian from Vault 13 basically telling us he is worried that the other Vault dwellers will want to copy and emulate our actions because we're so cool.
Because we're awesome. And then you're like, joke's on you. They're going to do it anyways.
Yep, and he banished us out to the wastes.
That's wild. That's crazy.
Now, the first game took place in 2161, so almost 100 years after the bombs had fallen in 2077.
Okay.
But Fallout 2 takes place in 2241, so 80 years after the initial Fallout video game.
Okay, so we got a little bit of a time jump going on.
Exactly. Now, we're going to be following a new hero.
Love it.
And descendant of our first character, the Vault Dweller.
Ooh, alright.
Now, after the first game ends, the Vault Dweller goes on to make their own town called Arroyo.
Okay.
Made up of all of the people who left Vault 13. Now, basically, because he left, he started he set up a little camp and everything. And not long after he left, he found a group of Vault Dwellers that had left Vault 13 once they found out what the Overseer had done in order to find him and apologize for what had happened.
So I was right. They actually were just jokes on him. It's happening anyways.
It's exactly what happens.
That's crazy. I love that, though. That's very fun.
So basically, he set up this small town, called it Arroyo, and all of the initial inhabitants of Arroyo were all members of Vault 13 who left because they didn't agree with the Overseer.
That's incredible. I love that.
Now, the people of Arroyo live pretty basic lives, mostly hunters and farmers. It's a village. It's a small village.
Aww.
It's nothing too crazy. But he did establish a community, which is kind of fun.
That's awesome.
And they set up their village in the mountain area near Vault 13 as to help any of the Vault Dwellers who left to join.
Oh, that's awesome. They're like, okay, we know people are leaving this place now, so we're just gonna kind of, like, chill out over here.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So it's still a pretty fair distance away, but and it's like in the mountain range kind of thing. So it's if you think about like the Everest
Yeah.
and stuff, it's like that's a pretty wide scope, but it's still
Oh.
technically like you could see people.
Yeah.
Now after a while, the new people from Vault 13 started to get less and less until eventually they stopped coming altogether.
Okay. I mean, it makes sense. After a while, people are gonna forget what happened.
Exactly.
Especially if people are trying to suppress that information, you know?
And like all of the people who agreed with the Vault Dweller left pretty much at this point anyway. Because it's
Right.
like, anybody who thought that they did the right thing probably already is gone.
Exactly. It makes sense that they aren't just continuing to come.
Now, we'll get into this a little bit later, but basically, during this 80-year span, the Vault Dweller ends up with a family, kids, all that fun stuff, and he will eventually pass away of old age.
Okay.
But things went very well in Arroyo, but since the Vault Dweller had a family now, as well as a village to lead, he no longer could travel the wasteland.
Okay.
And this is the first and only time we actually get something called the Vault Dweller's Memoirs.
Oh, alright.
That fully recounts a canonical happening of the first game.
That's crazy. So it's like if you just picked up Fallout 2 and you were starting on the second game, it would tell you the entire story and what you need to know of the first one, basically.
Exactly, but the crazy thing is, with a game like this, we've talked about all the decisions and stuff, and so everybody's kind of just like, what's canonical, what's not?
Yeah.
This is the first and only time we have a detailed account of what has canonically happened.
Okay, so for all the other games, it's like, any of them could have happened.
Exactly, and then, like, sometimes they'll allude to, well, this is probably how it happened, because, an event or something, or somebody will be alive, or etc., somebody will be in power. But we don't generally get this concrete of and this is how it happened.
Okay, that's
ever again.
That's really interesting.
Now, after the Vault Dweller passed away, his kids took over as chief, and they worshipped him almost like a god. Going so far as to hang up his vault suit and his Pip-Boy and call them holy relics.
Okay.
They had hard but happy lives in Arroyo until the drought hit.
Oh no.
Now, facing starvation, they turned to a prophecy that someone would be born with enough of the founder's spirit to save them. A hero, a champion, a savior, a chosen one.
Oh, who's the chosen one? It's you, right?
It's you!
It's whoever you're playing this time.
Now, I found some information that claims that you are the direct grandchild of the Vault Dweller, and that the current chief is his daughter.
Okay.
I didn't exactly get, like, a guarantee of this, but that's what the Fallout Wiki says.
Okay.
So, theoretically, you're his direct descendant, just, like, one line down.
Okay. So it doesn't, like, tell you that exactly, but through context clues you can kind of find it out, is what it sounds like.
Yeah. Now, the prophecy goes that they would brave the wastes just as their ancestor had, to find a Garden of Eden creation kit, or a GEC for short, and save Arroyo and their people.
Okay, because everything's still just barren at this point.
Exactly. So it's like they were surviving in the mountains, and everything was going, like, their farming and everything was going well, but one bad year is really all you kind of need.
Yeah,
you know? And
that makes
so
sense.
it had been getting worse and worse, so it didn't start out bad, but then the crops don't grow, no one has food.
Yeah.
It's just not good, and you can't subsist off nothing but geckos.
Fair.
Now, this game was released in 1998. So
hey,
only,
that was the year I was born.
Right? So only 1 year after the first game was made.
Okay.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's only a year afterwards.
It's quick.
Now, armed with their holy relics, i.e. the vault suit and Pip-Boy, a new spear, and some cash, we follow our first lead, a canteen with Vault 13 on it that we got from a trader that came to our village.
Oh, so they're assuming somebody else from Vault 13 has gotten out?
Exactly, because they don't know. It's been enough time, and the original Vault Dweller is gone. They don't know how to get to Vault 13 anymore.
Oh, dang. Okay, so is there a what's it called?
Garden of Eden creation kit, Gek.
Yeah, is there a Gek at Vault 13 that they know of?
That's what they're hoping, because if nothing else, the idea of you owe us.
That's fair. It's a very good place to start. Of like, even if they don't have the Gek there, maybe they'll have something that can help you.
Exactly. So they have old holotapes that told them of the Garden of Eden creation kit, and they know that each vault was supposedly stocked with one.
Okay, so they're about to be like, we're coming back, Vault 13.
Exactly.
Oh,
so
boy.
The idea is we're going to go back to Vault 13, and we're going to either trade, barter, or maybe forcibly take that Garden of Eden creation kit.
It feels counterintuitive to not keep that information within the society. Like, it has only been 80 years. Like, you would think that somebody would still know that information, but
draw a map.
It's also the wastes, and, like, if they weren't thinking, they would need to go back.
Exactly. So yes, so this is going to be the main story.
Okay,
of the game. Like, this is our water chip.
Find Vault 13. You're basically going backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Does the world change at all, or there's still the same landmarks from the previous game?
There are, so it's kind of funny because I thought this would be out of context, but it turns out it's actually right on the mark. Basically, there in the first one, remember how it was like there was only 13 like big named locations?
Yeah.
There's 22 in this game.
Okay, so a little more.
So almost double. Like, pretty close therein.
Yeah.
So it is a lot larger of a game, way more to explore, lot going on. But yes, Vault 13 does exist just like it did in the first game. There's a lot of the same stuff, and we're going to see some of that, but it has changed.
Okay, so, like, the full land... Because that's what I'm wondering. It's like, if you played Fallout 1, could you technically just go in reverse to find Vault 13 if the world looks the same? Because canonically, the world would remain looking the exact same. Mm-hmm. But for gameplay-wise, they probably switched it up so you couldn't do that, if I had to guess.
Exactly, and we are going to get a little bit... It's a little harder to find now for certain reasons.
Okay, they put... I love it when they put actual reasons for things.
Mm-hmm. Because the vaults themselves, like, some of them were more public, but a lot of them were built specifically to be hard to find.
Yeah, and I get that canonically within the game. I guess what I'm thinking about is if you already played Fallout 1 as a player outside of the game, could you just be like, well, I know Vault 13 is in this hill right next to Good Springs or Shady Sands, you know? So it's like, oh, well, there's Shady Sands. I'm going to go 15 paces to the left and then, you know, find where it is because I've played before.
Yeah. So basically, you can get to the general vicinity if you played the first game, but you'll not really be able to find it.
Gotcha. So they just kind of block you out.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Have to do the story in order, people.
I think, like, speedrunners of this game, this was harder than the first one, because in the first one you could go directly to the military base.
Yeah.
And destroy it, and then you could go to the master's place and destroy him, and you win the game.
Oh.
But this one's a little bit harder because you have to complete certain quests in order to find.
Gotcha. Okay, then make you do quests first.
Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of this game is spent trying to find Vault 13, so here's kind of the highlights of it. We find the trader. His name's Vic.
Oh.
But he has no idea where the vault is because he got the flasks off another trader named Ed in Vault City.
Okay, so time to go to Vault City.
Vault City was Vault 8, who used their Gek to make Vault City.
Oh, yeah! Okay, I remember that.
To get into Vault City, we have to stop some radiation leaking out of the city called Gecko. Because it's basically they don't let just anybody in.
Fair.
They're kind of slightly isolationist, where they have layers of the city, and anybody can go to the
Yes.
outer layer, but if you want to go to the inner layer and talk to, like, well, you have to be a vault citizen.
No,
that's very difficult.
I remember that because it is like, okay, we're gonna open this as a business, but it's still very much a vault where they're like, this is my home. I'm not letting you in here.
Now, Vault City itself, we get there, we're on the outskirts, we talk to Ed, and basically he tells us that he has no idea where he got them, because they're kind of just something that the city had to sell.
Okay.
And so the archives are what we're going to have to get into if we want to find out where they got the shipment of Vault 13 canteens.
That makes so much sense.
But unfortunately, to get into the archives, you have to get into the actual heart of the city.
Which is easier said than done.
Easier said than done. So that's why we had to do the quest for Gecko, just to kind of like, if we can complete that, it's a pretty long quest. If we can complete that, we get citizenship for Vault City.
Okay. That's cool that they make it so that there is a way for outsiders to gain citizenship. You just have to, like, go through a process.
Yeah, most of the time they don't let you do that, and they actively even, like, the first citizen actively even says, like, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that I'm handing you here.
Why are they doing it? Is it like a desperation thing?
Yep.
So, okay, so the radiation leak. They're like, oh, we're gonna die if nobody does anything about this, and we don't want to do anything about this.
Yes.
That's wild!
So there's a city called Gecko, and there's a power plant where it was like a nuclear power plant.
Okay.
And it's currently inhabited by ghouls.
Okay.
One among them is somebody we recognize.
Harold. Who's Harold?
The ghoul with the tree growing out of his head.
The ghoul with the tree!
So
I can't believe I forgot Harold already!
It's been 80 years since he traveled around the waste with the Vault Dweller.
Has he sat down yet?
He has not sat down yet.
Good.
But Bob the tree has grown larger. And he's gotten up there in the years.
Okay.
And something that we're going to find out about is during this 80-year span in the wastelands, people don't really like ghouls very much.
Oh, yeah.
Anymore. There's a whole lot of prejudice going on.
A lot of people are being meanie pants.
So the ghouls are forced to live in the power plant in Gecko. Well, the power plant is leaking radiation.
Oh, fun.
And it is getting into and contaminating the groundwater.
Oh, we need that.
Yeah, really bad. So the ghouls don't mind it. But anyone else, i.e. Vault City,
is like, ooh.
Now, the first citizen of Vault City says you should just go and kill all the ghouls.
And you're like, no,
exactly.
That's bad.
Like, that's not good. So there's lots of ways to deal with it, but main thing, we deal with the problem in Gecko, we get our Vault citizenship, we get into the Vault archives, and we find out, according to the Vault archives, Vault 13 does not exist.
That's a bunch of BS.
But they do have coordinates for a Vault 15. So, it doesn't necessarily have to be Vault 13, it just has to be a Vault that hasn't used their GEC yet.
Okay.
So, taking our newfound destination of Vault 15 in mind, we decide to head out. And, do you remember Vault 15?
Vault 15 was the one that got taken over by super mutants, right? Were the super mutants raided?
So, Vault 15 was originally where the members of Shady Sands originated from. The experiment for Shady Sands was to put a bunch of people with vastly different ideologies, like groups of religious groups and blah, 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 and to see what would happen. To put them all together in one enclosed space and see what happens.
Crazy concept, by the way. Insane, and I love it.
Now, if we remember from the events of Fallout 1, basically this would turn into a crazy outcome where the people did not end up murdering each other, but ended up creating their own unique society and with their own like belief system and everything, and forming a group and creating a settlement known as Shady Sands.
Super freaking cool. Love that outcome until,
The Vault Dweller from the first game would go here and rescue the president, or the, not the president, but the mayor's daughter. One Tandy was her name.
Love it.
And that was the last we had heard of Shady Sands. Until now.
Okay.
Going back now, we find it is not really recalled as Shady Sands super often anymore. It is most commonly known now as NCR.
The New California Republic.
Exactly. Known by a different name, NCR. Now, after solving some problems here, because we talked to Tandy and we asked her, like, hey, Garden Eden Creation Kit, what's going on? We do all this stuff. She's like, oh, I knew your ancestor. Is he still alive? And we tell her the story of our ancestor, and she's like, I always hoped he would be okay, but there was always this question in my mind that hopefully he wasn't just a pile of bones in the waste somewhere. So we don't get to meet a whole lot of people, but some of them still remember our ancestor.
That's wild.
That's really cool. So she's currently the active president, if I'm recalling right, of NCR. And once we help them with their little problems, mainly being that they knew where they hailed from, which was Vault 15, but squatters had set up in Vault 15, and so we have to help them come up with a solution to this problem.
Okay, yeah.
So that they can access the computers. Where hopefully we can find Vault 13. Because we kind of, through talking and discussion, it's like, oh no, we don't really have a GEC. Don't think we ever had one. We were supposed to, but there was this, clerical error, and we ended up getting a shipment of canteens from Vault 13 instead. So Vault 13 should have an extra one.
Yeah, clerical error. Somebody from Vault 13 for sure swiped that.
Kind of thing, yeah. So, we find through various means, because there's a lot of different ways to find this information, but we get a map to Vault 13. But when we find it, it's not full of Vault Dwellers, but Deathclaws.
What? Wait, what? That's not very nice.
And smart ones at that.
Oh, it's the T stuff. So they stole the stuff that makes super mutants?
Well,
or
not
no.
them. We're getting into it.
Oh, goodness, tell me more.
Now, led by their pack leader, Gruthar, they took over after they had been forced to help a group called the Enclave kill and kidnap the people of Vault 13.
Why'd they want to do that?
We're gonna get into it, don't you worry. Because currently we don't know.
That's wild.
We're finding this information out as we talk to these people.
For sure, yeah.
Basically we get there, we find these Deathclaws, and they're chill.
Oh, I understand that this isn't how the story goes, but I still want to know the ending.
Let's not jump ahead now. Be patient. It's coming. They ended up escaping the Enclave and headed to Vault 13, and it was the only place that they could really think to go.
Okay.
So these Deathclaws were kept, tortured, and experimented on by these people called the Enclave, and the experiments that they did on them caused them to gain intelligence and sentience.
So they're like, we don't like the Enclave.
They hid this information from the Enclave and waited for the right moment to use their intelligence to escape.
That's wild.
So, doing so, they got out here. Again, we get into the problems of, speciesism, where a lot of people aren't exactly trusting of a bunch of giant Deathclaws, even if they are sentient.
They're just gonna see a Deathclaw. I get it. That's scary. Most of the time people aren't waiting around long enough to hear if they say hello.
Yeah. Now, when we get there, there's a lot of really crazy, politicking going on right now.
Uh-huh.
Because there was, a an attempt to fully blow them up by a wastelander who didn't believe that they were actually what they kept saying they were.
That's wild.
And so he planted bombs in their hatchery.
That's rude.
Despite this, when you get there, he's being held prisoner, but he has not been murdered.
The guy. Oh!
Because they are above that.
Oh my. That's insane.
And
I wouldn't even be above that.
If you talk to Gruthar about it, he says actively, if we were to have unalived this man, it would make us no better than the monsters that he says we are.
Oh, damn. He was feeling himself.
Better than me.
Way better than me. In that situation, in the wastelands, I wouldn't.
So, you know, like, we talk to Gruthar, we get some quests kind of done and out of the way for him and his people, because you find out that there is the nearby settlement, you know, NCR, Shady Sands, has been losing Brahmin. They've been losing Brahmin because the Death Claws is hungry.
They hungry. And nobody wants to trade with them.
Exactly.
So they gotta do what they gotta do, and they hungry. Again, I do the same.
But it's crazy because one of the ways we can get the information to get to Vault 13 is we get a quest from a Brahmin rancher who says their cattle has been going missing. And if you take this quest, you stay on watch, and you see 2 Death Claws show up. And when they do, they actively turn to each other and say, Gruthar said, cannot hurt humans. Better go back. Because basically they've been stealing the Brahmin, but Gruthar actively told them to not hurt any of the humans, so if they are there to protect the Brahmin, there's nothing these Deathclaw can do.
That's wild. Okay.
So you can follow them back, and if you follow them, you will find Vault 13 that way.
And that's just, like, all hunch of, like, oh, I'm just on this quest. Like, if you don't follow them, then you still don't know how to get there.
Exactly. So then you have to go other ways, find a map, talk to different people, etc., etc. But that's one of the many ways that you can get to Vault 13.
Okay.
Now, after doing some quests, we eventually find our Gek. They did have a Gek in here, and Gruthar, after we have assisted him, is more than happy to give us our reward.
Okay.
But it's never that easy, is it?
Of course not, it's Fallout.
Now, this whole time, there's been this medicine man called Hakunin, and he is the medicine man of Arroyo.
Hakunin Matata?
He is a psyker.
Okay, so he can use psychic powers.
Yes. And he even has the ability to talk to the Chosen One over vast distances. You know, they put a lot of mysticism behind it, but it's not. It's just he's a psyker.
Yeah.
So he will occasionally, like, give you updates on how Arroyo is doing.
Okay.
And once you get back, there's even the ability to recruit Gruthar's son.
Okay.
To your party, and you can have a Deathclaw in your party.
That's dope as hell.
But, basically, you get a psychic call for help.
Oh!
From Hakunin. Saying, that the village is under attack.
Oh, no.
And they need you.
By who?
Now, the thing about the tribal people here, because you are from a tribal village, is there's a lot of mysticism and, like, superstition and belief, and they don't really understand how to describe things in, let's say, a creative way. So a lot of it is, when you talk to him, he says, metal men came down in giant flying metal birds, and they wielded weapons of light in their hand.
And this is the village that the Vault Dweller was from the first game?
Yeah, Arroyo.
And so...
This is the one he founded.
This is when he founded. So have they basically, like, regressed?
In the 80 years, yeah.
Okay.
without, like, technology or...
No technology or proper teachers or, like, this is just some guy who was kicked out of a vault.
Exactly.
He doesn't necessarily know how to run a place or start an infrastructure of anything.
No, like, he taught them how to survive in the wasteland.
Oh.
That was all he was really able to do, you know, so
Uh-huh.
they have somewhat, like, it's a small settlement.
Okay, that makes sense.
So with this kind of knowledge, you know, and going forward, all you know is supposedly these people, these metal men, came down with weapons made of light, and they cut down all of your warriors.
Robots with plasma guns?
Enclave soldiers.
Interesting.
In power armor.
In power armor, that makes sense. What does the Enclave want with your little village that has no technology in it ever?
What a great question.
Oh, what a great question. Tell me more.
So,
speak faster.
we show up, and Hakunen's basically the only one quote-unquote alive there, but he's dead.
Uh-huh.
But his spirit comes back to his body to tell you what happened before he passes on to the spirit world.
Oh, dang. Okay.
So he pleads with you and begs you, please go save our people, go save our home, you know, like all this. Now, we know, because of our conversation and stuff with Gruthar, this was the Enclave.
Oh.
When we get to Arroyo, if we have Gruthar's son in our party, he senses something extremely wrong, and he leaves.
Uh-oh. Because he was experimented on by the Enclave, so he's not going to risk it.
No.
No?
He senses something wrong with his family.
Oh, no.
And he rushes back. But he fully leaves our party.
Oh, no. Not with his family.
So with this, the Enclave has taken our family, because a bunch of people are missing.
Oh,
they're not
boy.
just dead. Our warriors, our fighters,
a
bunch of them are gone, like, fully murdered. But not necessarily, you know...
Freaking Enclave sucks, don't they?
Everybody. So they took a bunch of our people and left.
Okay.
But the story's not over.
Yeah, I would hope not. I want more!
So, we find out that the people from Vault 13 were also taken by the Enclave.
Ooh, the question is, what did they do with them?
So, we have to find the Enclave, free everyone, and put a stop to them once and for all. Sounds like a job for the Chosen One.
Oh, tell me more, tell me more.
Now, again, I'm cutting through a lot of stuff, so if there's any quests or things that people really love, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get the information out.
Just the main storyline.
Now, we find the Enclave is on an oil rig.
Okay.
An old Poseidon oil rig. So it'd be just like, you know, out in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
Today, exact same thing.
That is a really dirty move.
Mm-hmm.
That's very rude. How do you get there?
So they've been very secretive.
Oh.
Finding anybody who even knows about the Enclave is damn near impossible.
Fair.
But eventually, again, because story reasons, we find out that they are on an oil rig out in the middle of the ocean. Now, the problem is, ocean's a pretty big place.
Ocean's pretty large.
So, we have to find a way to get to their oil rig out in the middle of the ocean. We have to find the coordinates.
Okay.
Well, do you know the way that oil rigs get oil from the rig out back to, like, the mainland?
Big old boats?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad that's right. Because it was either going to be big old boats or pipes, but big old boats was my first guess.
Yeah, oil tankers.
Okay.
Now, we travel to San Francisco, and we find an oil tanker with the auto navigation to get to the oil rig.
Okay.
Once there, we find out why the people have been taken.
Why? Do they need workers?
Mm-mm.
No. Are they experiments?
Now, the Enclave had been using FEV to work as experimenting with it, to work as an airborne disease to kill anyone who was not 100% human.
Okay. So they need 100% humans to test it on?
I.e. anyone who had been exposed to radiation.
Yep.
But to test this, they needed two things. One, a group of people who had never been exposed to radiation. And two, a group that had been exposed to radiation their entire lives.
Jesus Christ, that scared the shit out of me.
Me too. Buckley, buddy, you can't do this to me. You can't do this to us.
That was so extremely
You cannot go doing this to us, my guy.
That was so aggressive. Okay, deep breather. Okay.
So, basically, they didn't want to test it on their own people. Because the Enclave, there's not like a infinite number of them.
These brains are important.
So, they needed a test group that had never been exposed to radiation, i.e. vault dwellers. And they went so far as to remotely give the all clear to the vault, forcing the vault doors open.
Okay.
Yeah. Now this is it. This is the final showdown. And this is the end of the game.
Oh. What?
Yep, we show up to the Enclave's oil rig, and we stick it to him sideways.
Okay.
We beat the Enclave, free our people,
Love
and
it.
the people of Vault 13, together with our people, rebuild Arroyo.
Okay.
And just like the Vault Dweller before us, we saved the wasteland.
And that's where it ends?
That's where it ends.
What happened to the Death Claws?
So, again, there's a lot of like that passive information that is really interesting. But the Death Claws themselves ended up getting murdered by the Enclave. Everybody except for Gruthar's son. Yeah, it turns out they still had video link to Vault 13. They saw that they were there and went to clean up their mess before somebody could trace them back to the Enclave. That was the disturbance that he sensed. Was all of his family dying.
I am unsatisfied with that answer.
Well, apparently a lot of the people who made Fallout 2 didn't love the idea of sentient death claws, and so this was their answer to it, so they wouldn't have to deal with it anymore. They liked it as like a passive passing idea, not as a here's a whole faction. Which I think is kind of stupid, but I think that could have been really cool. There was a good opportunity there.
I think it was a good opportunity there. I think the logic is a little stretched to have death claws be sentient. I feel like they could have done it with something better. If death claws weren't already monsters established in the universe, I guess, where it's like this is a radiated gecko, right? Is basically what a death claw is. I think the logic of that then becoming intelligent is the biggest stretch in my mind. But I hate that you just fully make something and put it in here, and then you just fully kill it off because you don't want to deal with it anymore. It's like, if you're committing, commit. Like, that would be cool, and it's already in here now. And then you're just gonna be like, nah, that's so dumb!
Now, before we wrap up, just like last time, I would love to talk about what Fallout 2 has brought to the canon of the Fallout universe.
Yes, tell me.
Because I think that there's a lot of implications here. But just kind of like, So first off, we find out about NCR. This is the first introduction of the new California Republic that we've ever gotten. And so, finding out about this new major faction that will take such a huge role in the Fallout franchise to come.
Yeah.
was crazy, right? Even the Fallout TV show, Shady Sands, it plays such a big role in the lore of Fallout
Yeah.
that it's kind of nuts. And the NCR will even go on to play probably their biggest role ever in Fallout New Vegas, which will come out after Fallout 3.
Okay.
Another big thing that we get to like establish in the canon here is the Gex.
Mm-hmm.
And what they do. We now know that almost every vault that Vault Tech had was equipped with one of these.
Yeah. So now this is a resource.
This is a huge resource because the ability to somehow from nothing create a lavish like paradise, insane. But if you notice, we're not given a lot of actual details here.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell us, oh yeah, in like a 5-mile radius, it will make the area lush and green and verdant. How it does it, all that fun stuff,
Yeah.
is kind of kept away from us. So it's an interesting lore element to introduce. Difficult to pin down just what this thing can do.
Does it ever explain it?
Not really. Again, we get a little bit of stuff that you could say is making a few easier points in pinning down what this will do.
It's science fiction. Nobody should be asking questions is what basically the answer is.
Yeah, I needed this thing to do a thing, and I just made it do the thing.
This is science fiction logic.
Yeah, the second you start having people, like, really dig into the semantics of what something can do, you have to pin it down and create, like, this full reasoning behind what this item is. And that's something that not a lot of people back in the 90s were worried about.
Like, it's happening. It's happening, and it happened, so deal with it.
Probably one of the largest things, like, talking points here, is the Enclave.
Oh, yeah.
For the first real time, we get to see them, and they're the main villain.
Which is wild, because in the current Fallout TV show, they're, like, barely there, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're, like, we know they're on the run from them, but, like, they aren't super established, I guess.
Because there was the Enclave scientists.
Uh-huh.
And so we know that there's still holdouts and remnants of the Enclave, even, in the most recent Fallout history. But it's kind of like they've fallen from the grace at this point.
Yeah.
There was a time they had sentient attack death claws that they had bred. That's not really what it is anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So the Enclave was kind of like a souped-up version of the Brotherhood of Steel.
Yeah.
And they were, their ideas and everything were bringing back America. And it's funny because the Enclave themselves, the actual, like, backstory a little bit there, because we're not going to get into it, like, it's not a main story for the most part in a lot of stuff, is they were a part of the U.S. government, and they were a secret society within Congress.
That's wild. Like, they just existed pre-war.
Yep, members of the government were in the Enclave, and it was this secret club, essentially. And the president was part of it, a bunch of Congress members, etc., etc.
That's hilarious.
Judges, generals in the military, all this stuff.
It's a cult. It's the Illuminati.
And there were bunkers that the government was supposed to go to when the fallout happened.
Uh-huh.
Well, when this happened, the Enclave decided to eliminate the competition.
We know where your bunkers are. We're invited.
So they got in,
Uh-huh.
and everybody thought they were on the same side, and the Enclave was not. And they ended up having a few elimination parties.
Oh, wow.
Until the only people left were Enclave.
That's wild.
So when they say they are the remnants of the U.S. government, it's because they murked everyone else.
They literally are the remnants of the U.S. government.
Yeah.
No thanks to them.
Yeah, kind of rough. But they were the best that the U.S. had to offer for a after-nuclear option.
Uh-huh.
Essentially. So, like, they have access to a lot of advanced technology, bunkers, etc., but their biggest stronghold was the oil rig.
Uh-huh.
And when that goes down in Fallout 2, they lose a lot of chain of command.
Uh-huh.
They're looking for a leader. This is going to be important.
Okay.
It's foreshadowing.
We're doing foreshadowing now.
Because they will take they will have a role to play in Fallout 3.
Okay, they're not gone yet.
Mm-mm. They, again, just had their hierarchy shook up pretty hard. Because their president is currently in the ocean.
There.
One of the best... Generally, the oil rig, no matter how you choose to deal with the situation, gets blown up.
We love that.
So their whole, like, outside fortress thing is just gone.
Okay.
And the president was there. Now, we get to see FEV used as a weapon, and it was also used to make Deathclaws intelligent. So this is the first time that we've seen FEV in the Fallout franchise do something other than create super mutants.
Okay.
Because, like, from Fallout 1, that was our only experience with FEV.
Uh-huh.
Is we knew that it made the Master, and we knew that normal humans dunked in FEV were turned into super mutants.
Uh-huh.
This proved to us that FEV is more than just super mutant juice.
Okay.
Which was kind of a crazy concept, because you're gonna start to notice a lot of MacGuffin ideas here.
It feels like it really is the, like, fallback where it's like, oh, how do you want to explain this
FEV.
cool new thing? FEV.
Yep. You're gonna see that cop out a lot.
That's slightly annoying, but I get it.
Where a lot of the times, if they just have a hard time explaining something, FEV.
FEV. FEV.
It's a different strain of FEV.
Okay.
So, here's what I need you to keep, like, in your memory banks.
Uh-huh.
The plot of this, like, the end of this, is the Enclave was trying to essentially murk a bunch of people in the wasteland that didn't have perfect genetic code sequence
Yeah.
with FEV.
That's wild. What happens to everybody who doesn't then? Because FEV still affects humans.
Yeah, this was a weaponized version of it that was supposed to basically just full murder you.
That's wild.
So they had altered it, changed it. It wasn't going to turn you into a super mutant or anything. It was just a disease that they were going to throw out on the air that would unalive anybody it came in contact with that wasn't a 100% genetic human.
That's wild. And I do love and agree with, like, blowing up their base, but if their base is where they were doing these experiments, I know they're on an oil rig out in the ocean. How big of a radius does this have? Like, was anybody concerned at the idea of blowing up all of these chemicals that would then be going into the air? Or is it super far in that it's, like, not gonna affect?
Super far in.
Okay.
Nobody really travels the ocean anymore.
What about you while you're leaving?
What an interesting plot hole.
Science fiction!
Yeah.
Repeat after me, everybody. Science fiction.
But that will become kind of a constant that we're going to see throughout the Fallout series, is the FEV, what it's used for, how it changes, etc., etc. And sometimes it's the good old tried and true, right? It made a super mutant.
Uh-huh.
And even in Fallout 4, we'll have a lot of those instances where scientists are messing with FEV.
Yeah.
So even
they have nothing better to do.
Yeah, even like the latest video game series, essentially, that they've come out with for it, that's still a big plot point.
Hey guys, maybe we can say it was derived from FEV, but maybe we can change the name of it. We can at least put in that much effort.
Right. Now another thing that we get to see that I haven't seen touched on again in any of the games, Vault City.
Okay, we never see Vault City again?
I've never seen Vault City in any of the other, like Fallout 3, New Vegas, or 4.
Huh.
But I mean, to be fair, it takes place in California,
Right.
and in Fallout 3, it will be taking place, like the big center area is Washington, D.C.
Oh yeah, that's very far away from California.
So, it makes sense that we're not going to see that.
Aw.
And in the events of Fallout New Vegas, NCR is expanding a lot,
Aw.
so we get to see that they have like their own military and everything. But it's Vegas, not
Yeah.
so. Um, so I guess it makes sense that we don't see it. But I haven't even heard anything about Vault City since. Like a lot of the
Huh.
times, there's at least a mention.
Yeah.
Or of like, hey, they're kind of not doing super great. Or, oh yeah, that place, it's gone now. There's been radio silence.
I wonder if we'll see anything about it in the show, because they are in Southern California in the show.
I'm really hoping we get to see some information here, because it will be really cool to see things from Fallout 1 and 2 kind of make a comeback. Because also, crazy enough, again, Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 take place in the exact same area.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, we get to go to, like, San Francisco for a little bit near the end of the game.
Uh-huh.
But the main thing is just kind of reusing and telling us the story of what happened 80 years after the events, right?
Yeah. Where does Fallout 4 take place in?
Fallout 4, the Commonwealth, Massachusetts?
Okay.
Like Minutemen, there's a Salem Museum.
Oh yeah, that's like the... Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Massachusetts. It's like the big...
Yep. That's over there in that area.
But yeah, so like we get to go to DC, we get to go there, but it would be really interesting because Vault City was such a crazy concept. Like a vault turned into a huge, thriving city.
Yeah, that's wild. I wonder if they will touch on it in the show.
That we never really get to explore again. So and it's never been done again. You might have had a vault that is like a small settlement.
Yeah.
But it's not Vault City.
Uh-huh.
With the most advanced medicine in the wastes.
Uh-huh.
And, like, it was a big place. Like, there was a lot of stuff kind of going on there where it was an important area.
I guess the thing that you have to think about, though, is, like, how often have you heard about things... If you were in, let's say, like, West Virginia, like Fallout 76, how frequently do you hear about things happening in California?
Fair?
Like, would you know the precise city that's in one of the West Virginia, the Fallout 76 games, if you were from California? And if you're from Virginia, because there's not television like there used to be.
Uh-huh.
There's, like, radio stations, but it's a lot closer to home, not, like, fully globalized.
Yeah.
And so there's no reason why I think if you were, like, that far away, that you would know about a city, per se.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, like, a group or something where people have come from a specific group or, like, traveled from here to there.
Mm-hmm.
But one of many cities, even, like, the more popular cities, I think, where it's, like, it has to be a really big city. Like, it has to be really, really, really important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're really not wrong. But it's one of those things that bears noting. Like, it bears
sure.
Conversation, because there's a lot of stuff that kind of just got left when we started Fallout 3, Fallout 4, that kind of, Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff that never really got touched on again.
For sure.
But it's interesting because Fallout 1 and 2 have such a unique storytelling narrative that changes drastically when we hit Fallout 3.
Okay.
And again, I might do an episode on Fallout Tactics, but probably not because it's not considered canon for the most part.
Okay.
So it was a game that came out and it follows a lot of like the gameplay of Fallout 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
And like the story is there, and I think it's a great story. Personally, I think it's a really interesting game, but the people who made Fallout didn't like a lot of the story elements, and it's probably because we go back to the idea of a lot of sentient super mutants and
Right.
like sentient death claws, and now we're getting into the more fanciful elements of it, where people were like, this is too good. Like, you're supposed to be in a wasteland, and it's supposed to be awful, and it's supposed to be terrible, and when you have all of these, like, super powerful people on your side,
Yeah.
a lot of people didn't like that it took away from it.
You're like, this. You're supposed to be scared of this, not...
And in my opinion, I think it was fine. I think it was really cool, because in this crazy, wacky game, a lot of the stuff that happens doesn't have to extend past that. You can have a small little town of sentient death claws, and it doesn't have to break the immersion of the world. Because it doesn't have to go any further than that if you don't want it to.
Yeah, it can just be this small little town that only exists in this one place.
I don't think it would have hurt anything to say that Vault 13 was still full of sentient death claws.
No, I think that would be fine. Like what? You can even put in there that for some reason they can't, like, reproduce, you know?
Yeah. Because it was, I don't know, like, it's not hurting anything.
No.
To have them there. They weren't overpowered. It wasn't like this crazy random thing. It was a unique story in the wasteland, and that's the point, is that it's supposed to be full of wacky, zany, random crap.
Right, exactly, and that's the whole point, is, like, there's gonna be an endless amount of things that you can find, but that doesn't mean you're gonna be able to find them everywhere.
Like, here's an example. They have a sentient talking mole rat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what his name is?
I don't know.
The Brain.
That's hilarious.
And yes, it is a direct reference to Pinky and the Brain.
That's hilarious.
He has a cult.
I love him. I'd be in his cult.
They didn't take that out. They didn't assassinate the Brain. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's a little weird that it's like that's the problem, but alright. But I think it was really cool because this is 80 years in the future.
Yeah.
And we got to see the birth of the NCR. We got to see the difference in Shady Sands. We also, something that I didn't talk about because it's not directly related to the story, New Reno was in Fallout 2.
Okay.
And it's full of mobsters.
That's adorable.
But don't worry, we will be going into that in our 2.5 episode, where we talk about all the crazy stuff from Fallout 2, because there was so much to talk about that did not have anything to do with the actual main story, such as Pinky and the Brain, kind of, like, that kind of stuff is, I think, what makes a Fallout game magical and awesome and interesting. And sometimes it's hard when you have to skip all of that to get to the plot.
For sure.
I mean, just with talking about what we have, we're already at 57 minutes.
All right.
So, without further ado, I have just a couple last-minute bonus things for us.
Tell me more.
First of all, I wanted to know what your favorite part of this was.
What my favorite part of this was, I think it's Pinky and the Brain. I would join that cult. No, I think that honestly, it's a really bittersweet ending, because you're saving all of these people, but, like, all of the buddies you made along the way just kind of die. Like,
Yeah, like the Death Claws. There's a lot of loss here for sure.
This one's a little rough, because it feels like they just had, like, it's one thing to have, like, a bad guy and have, like, even, that mass unaliving, just like it was in his village, where it's like all their fighters were, messed up. But also to just be like, these are said, like, the whole point was these things were smart enough to keep their mouths shut and come up with an escape plan as things that used to be just pure animals, and you're telling me they didn't think about security?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to just be like, oh, this entire thing is wiped out fully, But I do really enjoy that it was, like, his grandson. And it was, like, the lineage, and he was, like, the chosen one. That's very Fallout, where it's like, this guy's not the chosen one. He was just
Mhm.
the grandson of the wrong person.
Yeah.
You know, and now he has to go do all this shit.
So far we have the Vault Dweller
Aw.
and the Chosen One.
The chosen one is so good.
So I mean, these are the two, like, and we're gonna talk every single time we do one of these.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna give you who they are canonically known under that anagram of.
I love that. Their title.
Yeah, this is their title. This is the person. This is the myth, the legend. But the last little random fun fact: did you know that this was one of the very first video games to ever have gay marriage?
I did not know that. Go Fallout.
Yeah. Some people do not think that it's really that great, because it's kind of thrown on the character.
Huh.
Because you can sleep around as much as you want with a lot of characters in this game.
Yeah.
And again, keep in mind, it was made in the 90s. So, but there is a character named Davin
Uh-huh.
that if you have a male courier, or not courier, male chosen one, Davin will sleep with you.
Okay.
And if you do this, Davin is the son of a pretty wealthy ranch owner,
Okay.
and he says he busts in on you guys,
Oh my gosh.
and he's like, no son of mine's gonna be basically like unwed, doing this unwed. So he's like, we're gonna go down to the courthouse and make this real official like.
That's
And
wild.
you're forced into a shotgun wedding because his father finds you plowing it out in the back room.
I love that. I love that it made it where it's like it's regardless of this is if you made a male character or a female character, you sleep with this guy, you're marrying him.
And he's also got a daughter.
Oh, that's wow.
And the same thing can happen with a female chosen one.
That's I kind of love that. Fallout, good for you.
Yeah, I thought it was really fun. One of the crappiest parts is both of these companions are forced to be with you from that point on.
Oh, that's a little
And
rough
by
for them.
Forced to be with you, I mean you're out in the waste. And these people are used to better living because they have a fairly decent life as like the children of a well-off rancher.
Oh, this kid was not being responsible with his voting.
So they're terrible companions,
and you
you can't get rid of them until you get to Reno, where you can get a divorce.
That's why. And then you just leave them.
And then you leave them.
And then you leave them.
Yep.
What are they gonna do? They're gonna die out there.
Yeah, basically
my god, that's hilarious.
And it's not known what happens to Miriam or Davin.
That's wild.
Insane.
I wouldn't divorce them. There's gotta be an achievement for winning the game with them as your companions, right?
I don't know. I know there's a lot of really awful things you can do to them because slavery's prevalent.
No!
So you can sell them.
No! No!
If you want to,
Just keep them as your companions.
There's also a moment in the game where you need a human brain.
Oh.
And you have the option to sacrifice one of your companions to get their brain. So you can do that. Yeah.
Does he want to be married to you?
Yeah.
So he wants to be married to you?
Yeah.
And you're just like, divorce.
Yep.
You baggage.
Yeah. You fully break this guy's heart.
I would never. I would be married to this person for the whole game. For the rest of their life. I couldn't.
Yeah.
I could not. That's wild.
But apparently their stats are just trash. They're absolutely awful in combat. They don't have great carry weight.
Okay, it sounds like to me you're trying to convince me of why you should just leave
I'm not.
innocent person.
I'm just basically like, that's the reason a lot of people don't want to be shackled with this person. I get
it. It's a video game and you want to have fun with it or whatever. But how dare you do Davin dirty?
Yeah, people in Fallout 2 are doing Davin super dirty.
Dirty. You wanted to bone him? Like, what's so...
Yeah. Also, just a little bit of a crazy fact that I found very funny, and this is a bonus, I guess, is the priest who you can get a divorce from in Reno. His name's Father Tully.
Hey!
I thought that was fun.
Hey, that's your last
It
name.
is. It is. So it's just, and he's a lousy drunk. But anyway, so with that, we're gonna end it here. But thank you all for watching. We appreciate it. Do not forget to subscribe to our Patreon if you like these episodes and you want to get them a whole week earlier. All members of our Patreon at every tier, even the $5 one, get access to these episodes a whole week earlier and some exclusive Patreon episodes that we have started releasing, just bonus episodes and stuff like that. We're not trying to like hide the good crazy stuff behind a paywall, but if you do join, that's a nice little incentive for you and it helps us out, so please do check that out. And don't forget to check out the Copper Spoon Chronicles. It's a cookbook adventure now available wherever books are sold, made by my lovely, fantastic fiance here. It's great. It's awesome. If you are into fantasy and Lord of the Rings and you like to cook, learn how to cook like a hobbit. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Bye!
Bye, merry travelers!